Greetings to all reviewers. My presentation topic is supersaturated self-emulsifying drug delivery system for improving oral viability of quercetin. Here I'll straight away move ahead with the introduction part where I'll be explaining the purpose of the study. The drug of choice here is quercetin, which is a potent antioxidant. The problems with quercetin is that it exhibits poor solubility and undergoes GI and hepatic metabolism, which leads to slow absorption and low viability. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to formulate supersaturated steroids containing quercetin at a concentration well above its saturation solubility in the pre-concentrate, along with the precipitation inhibitor. So that whenever they are administered orally, they'll be forming a colloidal dispersion which will undergo digestion and incorporation of lipoproteins for their lymphatic absorption. From lymphatic system, they'll be entering into the systemic circulation. Whereas the precipitation inhibitor will prevent the drug from undergoing precipitation and would maintain the supersaturation state for a longer period of time, so that higher amount of drug is present in the aqueous state for absorption. So moving ahead with the objectives, first objective is to screen the precipitation inhibitor. Second objective is to carry out in vitro characterization and evaluate drug release profile. Third objective is to evaluate solution potential using pH stat lipolysis. Fourth objective is to conduct in vitro cell culture studies using Kaku2 cells. And fifth objective is to perform pharmacokinetic studies. Moving ahead with the first objective, here is the number of formulations which we have prepared. The highlighted box mentions the components which are present in the pre-concentrate state, in which quercetin was loaded at a concentration of 60 mg per gram of pre-concentrate. Here, the quantities were determined based on the solubility studies which we have performed. Here are the number of precipitation inhibitors which we have used for screening. So these formulations were dispersed in a dispersion media, and the apparent drug concentration profile was evaluated with respect to time. We observed that HPLC E5 showed highest apparent drug concentration when compared to all other precipitation inhibitors used. And we also calculated the area under the curve of each precipitation inhibitor for determining the supersaturation ratio. The supersaturation ratio was calculated using this formula, and here is the data. Now, just by looking at the data, we could see that HPLC E5 showed significantly higher supersaturation ratio than all of the precipitation inhibitors except HPMC E15. Still, HPMC E5 was selected over HPMC E15 due to two major reasons. First was HPMC E5 showed higher apparent drug concentration than HPMC E15, and HPMC E5 showed low viscosity than that of the HPMC E15. Thus, HPMC E5 at 2.5% weight by weight was considered as final optimized formulation and will be termed as QT sets henceforth in this presentation. Moving ahead with the in vitro characterization, here is the TEM image of the QT sets upon dispersion, which showed spherical morphology with a diameter of 116 nanometer. We also conducted the functional stability studies by evaluating the percent radical scavenging activity of free quercetin and quercetin-loaded SNETs. As we could see that there was an insignificant difference in the radical scavenging activity, which indicated that the antioxidant potential of quercetin was maintained even after when it was loaded into the system. We also evaluated the in vitro precipitate characterization of quercetin sets and quercetin sets without precipitation inhibitor and free quercetin at equivalent concentration by dispersing them in SGF for 24 hours under constant stirring conditions. The precipitate form were collected and were subjected to PXRD and SEM characterization. In PXRD, the QT sets and free QT showed sharp peaks which indicated the crystalline nature of the precipitate, whereas a halo peak was observed in case of QT sets, which indicated the amorphous nature of the precipitate. Similar inference can be taken from the SEM analysis as well. In case of free QT and QT SNETs without PI showed sharp edges, whereas QT sets showed diffused and blunt edges, which indicated the amorphous nature of the precipitate. However, such amorphous nature of the precipitate is suitable for improving the solubility as well as for improving the oral viability of the drug. We also conducted the in vitro drug release using dialysis bag method. We used two dialysis bags, one with molecular weight cutoff of 12 kd and one with molecular weight cutoff of 1 kd. In case of free QT, the release pattern was almost similar in both the dialysis bag. However, in case of QT sets, the release pattern was significantly different. In case of QT sets, in 12 kd dialysis bag, 75% of drug was released from SGF within 2 hours, and cumulatively 88% of drug was released in SIR. Similarly, in case of QT sets with 1 kilodalton dialysis bag, approximately 10% of drug was released in SGF within 2 hours, and cumulatively 30% of drug was released in SIR. So this difference in the release pattern was observed due to the fact that the 12 kd membrane not only allowed the free molecular form of the drug to permeate across, but it also allowed the loaded micelles and surfactant stabilized oil droplets also to permeate across the membrane. whereas the 1 kD dialysis bag allowed only the free molecular form of the drug to permeate across. So thus, by considering the dialysis, the release behavior from the 1 kilodalton dialysis bag, we could say that our QT sets can maintain drug solubility in SGF and SIF properly, which is suitable for maintaining the solubility as well as for improving the oral viability of the drug. Further, to evaluate the solution potential of our system, we conducted the pH stat lipolysis experiment. And here is the experimental setup for the same. We used the digestion media whose components are mentioned in this table. Into the digestion media, we added QT sets and QT sets without PI, and pancreatine as the digestion enzyme was added. Once the enzyme was added, the system was instructed to maintain the pH at around 6.8 by the addition of 0.6 molar sodium hydroxide. So this whole setup was maintained as it is under the same condition for around 1 hour. And meanwhile, samples were taken at regular intervals. So the samples collected were incubated with 4-bromophenyl boronic acid to stop the digestion, and the samples were then centrifuged to separate out the pellet and the aqueous phase. The QT content in both the phase was determined. And here is the data which we obtained. The darker bar represents the percentage of drug present in the aqueous phase. The lighter bar represents the percentage of drug present in the pellet form. The line graph represents the volume of NaOH required to neutralize the free fatty acid formed upon digestion. So just by looking at the data, we could say that the QT stats was capable of improving the QT solubility in aqueous state by approximately 1.1-fold better than the QT stats without PI. That means approximately 1.1-fold higher QT content was observed in aqueous phase in case of QT stats in comparison to the QT stats without PI. Thus, higher the amount of drug present in the aqueous state means higher the amount of drug will be available for the absorption. This indicated that our system will be able to improve the oral viability of the drug. Further, we also carried out the in vitro biological characterization using Kakuto cells. We performed the qualitative uptake in Kakuto cell using Coumarin 6 as the dye. Just by looking at the image, we could say that our system was capable in improving the internalization of the dye when compared to the free Coumarin 6. We also conducted the quantitative cell uptake using QT sets and free QT sets. As it is evident from the data, QT sets showed significantly improved quercetin internalization into the cells as compared to the free QT. Similarly, we also calculated the viability of the Kakuto cells when they were exposed to blank sets, QT sets, and Triton X100 as the control. As it is observed from the data, both blank sets and QT sets showed more than 80% of viability at all the tested concentrations, which indicated the biocompatibility of the system. After that, we performed the pharmacokinetic profile of free QT, QT sets, and QT sets without PI, and conventional QT sets. Here, the concentration of QT sets was prepared at a payload of 25 mg per gram of free concentrate. So the quantity was again determined based on the solubility studies which we have performed previously and was used here for the comparison purpose only. So using these formulations, plasma concentration profile was plotted, and this pharmacokinetic parameters were calculated. So just by looking at the pharmacokinetic parameters, we could say quercetin sets and QT sets showed higher Cmax than the free QT and conventional QT sets, which is obvious. Further, QT sets showed approximately 4.9 and 1.7-fold higher AUC than free QT and QT sets without PI, respectively. This confirmed our hypothesis that our formulation was able to maintain the supersaturated state of the drug in aqueous state for a longer period of time, which made it available for the absorption and thereby improving its oral viability. So for conclusion, we would like to say that HMC E5 was capable of improving, was considered as a suitable precipitation inhibitor for our system. QT sets were able to achieve higher solubility potential for the drug in aqueous phase, which is suitable for absorption. QT sets were able to improve AUC and Cmax in comparison to QT sets without PI. Now, in future prospects, we would like to integrate our pH stat lipolysis studies with the permeation studies so as to get data which is much more correlating with the pharmacokinetic data which we are getting. Apart from that, we would like to evaluate this supersaturation strategy with the other orally delivered anti-cancer drugs and perform the PK and PD studies. With this, I would like to thank you for your patient listening. That's all from my side.